And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bubba and the Bloom, episode 171. It's a Thursday night. It means it's FAAB night. Oh, it's the last FAAB of the season. The last FAAB of the season. Week
Womp
27.
womp.
Bad preview. I was going to get all excited, and I realized it's going to be over soon. But we'll get you ready for the last week of the season, hopefully between this and our streamers podcast on Tuesday. That gets you rocking and rolling and good to go. But until then, let's do some housekeeping. You can find me on Twitter at BDintric, the podcast at Bubba Bloom Pod, and my co-host Womp Womping, as always, on Twitter at Ryan BHQ. Ryan Bloomfield, how we doing, my friend?
It's a sad day, man. We should fire up some who sings that song? I will remember you. Will you remember me?
Good God, are you an SPCA adopter?
I'm not, but I do support. 27 weeks in a row, man. 27 weeks in a row. Thursday nights we have done this. It was a new concept for us entering the season. I think it's gone pretty well. Like we've said, we both use this on our own FAAB, and I know for me it has helped quite a bit. Hopefully, most importantly for the listeners, for you all out there, we really hope this format has helped you guys. And if you are still listening to the Week 27 FAAB preview at this point, hopefully that means you are in the running, sweating out this final week. A, best of luck over the final week, and B, again, thanks for listening, and hoping we can get this last little preview out for you, give you some tidbits, and get you to that fantasy pedestal of first place.
Yep. Hopefully you guys can get there. We've seen some people already have. Some are fighting the championships. So hopefully you guys can make it happen. I know we're sweating some stuff out and see where that one lands when all things are said and done. But it's been a roller coaster of emotions over the last few days, and hopefully that can stick around. But we're here to get you ready for Week 27. So let's do a couple housekeeping notes. Ryan, I'll let you have the floor here if you want. Schedule update for next week, as there's really nothing relevant to talk about for the regular season.
Right. So we are going to kind of wrap. We if there's any big news items or whatever over the last week, we'll throw that in as usual. But tonight is probably our wrap for 2024 coverage. On Tuesday night, we are going to do a live draft from Underdog. They have a postseason contest called The Pennant. It's a best ball contest. Bubba, you had your Bench with Bubba episode earlier on Thursday with baseball. I don't know his real name. Chris, I think. Yeah, Chris. Yeah. So I encourage everyone to check that out. I have not listened to it yet. I'll check it out on Friday. But we're actually going to do a live draft. We'll talk about some strategy and whatnot next Tuesday night at normal time. And then we'll fire up a live draft and have some fun with it. So that will be next Tuesday. And then we will not have a show the following Thursday night. Again, at that point in the season, we'll cover any kind of major stuff entering the weekend. But at that point in the season, it's just pray and sweat. So we won't have a Thursday night episode, but we will, sticking to our twice weekly theme, we will do, and we did this last year, we'll do a Sunday night celebration. Bring your drinks. We'll do a little celebration at the end of the celebrating the end of the baseball season, and do a quick kind of how we did for both of our teams. So that'll be next Sunday night. And that's the schedule for next week. We will continue twice weekly throughout the entire offseason as well, with even bigger, grander plans ahead. More to come on that. But that's the short term, what's going on.
Yep, and after the season finale, we will be back Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we have different ideas for some draft strategy stuff. We'll do our positional recaps like usual. So don't you worry, folks. It'll be coming at you while everyone's talking football or taking a breather for the offseason. We do not, and it'll be some fun stuff coming your direction. So come check that out. Last bit of housekeeping here. Just wanted to do a quick update on the Bubba and the Bloom listener leagues, as we have basically 1 week to go, 10 days to go, give or take, on how you do your math these days. And remember, the overall winner gets an autographed jersey of their choice. Maybe it's Mr. 50-55 or 55-55 or whatever he's going to be, Shohei Ohtani in the coming days. But leading things, it's
the budget. We hope not. The budget.
Yeah,
the budget might take a hit with Ohtani, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, I know some black market stuff. No, I've been working on my Japanese inscriptions. Don't you worry. Brandon Snyder is leading the way here with
who has Ohtani, by the way.
Well, there you go. And Mark Crom is in second, both in the same league. So that's always fun, sitting there 1-2. And they're not that far apart from each other in reality. So that's interesting. And John Wilder third, Daniel Thibodeau in fourth, and Anthony Hamley in fifth. So 4 of the top 5 are in 2 of the 4 leagues, if that makes sense to anybody. If you want to go to the 6th place guy, he's in the top 2's league also. So some dominating leagues are taking things down up top.
Yep, and then we've got the boss man, Brent Hershey at number 7, Greg Sheeran, the boss man, the editor of Baseball HQ, and yeah, good dude. Good luck, Brent. He's in first in my league. Greg Sheeran, Ryan Ireland, and David Cray round out the top 10. Really, though, man, it's a three horse race between Snyder, Crom, and Wilder. They are all within 25 points, which is doable in a big week. There's a big gap down to 4. So good luck to all 3 of you, and yeah, we'll see what jersey is selected next Sunday night.
Yeah, pretty pumped on that. So if you are the one that wins, I hope you're listening right now. Message me on Sunday if you're the winner, because I'd like to announce that on the show if possible. Just gonna throw that out there if you guys got that. So we'll recap that also as part of our Sunday finale, of course. Yeah. All right, couple bits of news and notes here before we start the FAAB recap. Bo Bichette, was he ever really back is the question. Played in 1 game, was scratched due to a hand injury, and on Thursday was placed on the IL with a fractured right middle finger, which basically is it's profound for the way he treated us this fantasy season. So any thoughts on the Bo Bichette reclamation project that wasn't?
No, just a fitting way. Baseball has a way of irony, and Bo Bichette giving the middle finger to fantasy owners and the 2024 season was awfully fitting on his way. I think had a couple of hits in his
he did
produced in his 1 game back.
Yep, 2 for 5. We were joking that he's gonna make us all regret or get mad even more, and nope, didn't happen.
Yeah, obvious drop at this point. We don't need to say that, but I did. I don't know. We could do the lazy. Where does he go in 2025? Love the bounce back potential. It's a young dude who you just write this off to a bad year, but there will be time to discuss that.
Yep. It'll be pretty interesting for sure. We have to give a swan song to our fair prince, Lance Lynn.
Yes.
Came back. We were all over the stream on Tuesday. He pitched great against Pittsburgh. He made 2 starts since coming off the IL, pitched well on both of them. And then somehow on Wednesday after his start, went on the IL with right knee inflammation, ending his season. So a little swan song for our man.
Yeah, not quite full candlelight vigil, like with the mascot, like with Luis Rengifo earlier this season. But yes, tip of the cap to our guy, Lance Lynn. I don't even know if his knee is that hurt. I think they're just shutting the big man down. Good, because he did pitch really well against Pittsburgh and got that much needed win for anyone who streamed him. So thank you again, Lance Lynn. It doesn't totally make up for, was it last year or 2 years ago when he just totally?
It was last year where the peripherals looked great and you're striking everybody out, and then nothing happened.
Doesn't totally make up for it, but we do appreciate that final start from Lance Lynn.
Look at Greg. He says, not sure anyone ever pronounces my last name correctly the first time, but appreciate it, even if it was accidental. Good job, Ryan. Look at you.
Hey, I'm not the one who gave us who resulted us with the 4-star review with the wrong pronunciation. So that's on you.
That's on me. Tom DeCola says, "Hey fellas, quick one for Ryan, not baseball. You going to the Blacksburg for Metallica to visit Lane Stadium?"
I would absolutely love to. I actually think Bubba has a better chance of going. You're you've seen them live many times.
I want to say it's double digits by now. And it's ironic because once he told me they're in Santa Clara, I looked it up. The following weekend they're in Denver, and the guy I've gone to forever to see them with now lives in Washington. So we might actually meet in Denver and go for the weekend.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So the background on that one with Tom's question is, so my alma mater, Virginia Tech, plays Metallica's Enter Sandman. It's one of the best entrances in college football, and they just announced this morning that Metallica, I guess the 3rd year they're doing this tour, they are actually coming to Blacksburg and playing live in the stadium, which will be absolutely incredible. I doubt I will go, but damn, do I want to. Everyone is very fired up for it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Virginia Tech, Blacksburg, Metallica tweets on Thursday coming from that. Yeah, and for those that don't know, also, for some reason, Ryan mentioned the intro is Enter Sandman. It's even better when it's at night game in Blacksburg and they have like the lights going and everything. And if you've ever been, anybody that has been to a Metallica concert, I'm pretty sure they still do it this way. Enter Sandman is the first song on the in Blacksburg. Once the place goes black and they leave the stage for a few minutes and then that starts up again. Oh, that's going to be amazing. That's going to be pretty cool stuff. I guess we'll stick to Metallica for just a second before we're back to baseball. It's the end of the year. It's the end of the year, folks. There we go. It's switched and all kinds of fun stuff. Favorite Metallica album, Ride the Lightning. Do you have a favorite Metallica album, Ryan?
Just go the Black Album.
You got the Black Album. The Black Album's a good one. That's probably my favorite. It's either that or Master of Puppets. Master of Puppets is probably my favorite. If Sanitarium on that, the Bubba or the Bench with Bubba intro song. Welcome
That's right.
Sanitarium.
That's right.
So,
I should have mentioned that at the top here. This is screwing with me. I'm on the wrong side of the StreamYard.
yeah, I don't even know how you're doing that, but awesome.
Back.
So yeah, good
Pantera
stuff. Pantera
is playing too. Pantera is pretty damn good too.
What's fun about their tour, so they're only playing one night in Blacksburg. Most places they play two. They play Friday and Sunday. Friday's opening act, Limp Bizkit. Sunday's opening act, Pantera. And they play different sets both nights. So that's why we might go for both nights and do the whole shebang. It's going to be a wild weekend, but we'll see. All right. You can tell I like them. I could talk about them all night long. But last bit of news here. This is kind of a he went to his sanitarium, and that is Bobby Miller, who, after another rough outing, got shipped out to AAA. And I don't know if we're going to see him the rest of the year, right? Because you want to talk about looking lost on the mound. He couldn't throw strikes. When he did, it got hit. It's been a rough go for Bobby Miller.
No, and speaking as someone who picked up Bobby Miller 3 weeks ago or whatever, he had that randomly really good start, and I picked him up after that, and that's not been good. But did roll with Bobby Miller this week because it was the two-step of dreams, the versus at Miami and then at home against the Road Rockies. You said that Bobby Miller is saving us by not pitching on Sunday. You're probably right, but in a couple leagues where I have him and I want wins and strikeouts, I know probably not going to get a win, but at least can get some strikeouts. I still want that Sunday start, but it does not sound like it's going to happen. He is broken. I mean, there is zero command, and I have no idea, if it's he was injured, arm injury earlier, and then I guess a knee thing later. His body language just looks terrible out there. It's like the ultimate woe is me. So something's very wrong with Bobby Miller, and I guess the audition for the playoffs is over for him with LA.
Yeah, he's got a bit of the Alek Manoah going on right now, at least with the body language. There's a lot of that Alek Manoah going on, which is not good, folks. So hopefully he can fix it for next season. All right, Ryan, the moment has come. Final week 27 FAAB. What do you got when we're looking at the schedules?
All right, so this is like the biggest grain of salt of all time, trying to analyze final week schedules as we'll talk about, and we'll try and weave in for each team as we go through our exercise of all 30 teams, kind of where each team is at in a race, if they are, because that does often dictate how long starters go and how often we see full lineups and that sort of thing. So everyone basically gets so we'll hit that team by team, but basically everyone gets 6 games. Everybody has an off day except for Cincinnati and Cleveland. They get 2 off days. They play each other on, I think, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then everyone plays the weekend, of course, and everyone plays at the same time that Sunday, which is we love to give Major League Baseball some crap, but that's always a cool thing on Sunday. So I don't know, from a volume standpoint, it's really just team by team, which what we think is going to happen for starters going 5 innings and that sort of thing. But yes, these probables, especially next weekend, it's anyone's guess. It's anyone's guess. Even the established pitchers you usually see go out after 3-4 innings or whatever.
Yep, I'm with you on that. So we'll talk this real quick, but I want to mention Michael C's comment. Can we get Detmers to bow out of this Astros start? He knocked me down. Hey, I was all about Griffin Canning going White Sox. He did well against the White Sox. Now they pushed him up to face the Astros on Sunday, and he doesn't get the White Sox next week. So that's
Canning does not? Canning gets Houston? No.
He gets a miracle 2-step all of a sudden, which I don't call a miracle in reality. So he gets Houston on Sunday. Yeah. And then he gets, I believe it's Seattle next week, if I remember correctly. No, Texas, which not bad, but I'd rather have that White Sox.
Yep.
So, all right, let's kick it off here with the Arizona Diamondbacks. As always, 6 games coming up this week, all at home. They get the Giants for 3, the Padres for 3, 5 righties on tap. Pretty much it's the Pavin Smith show, it sounds like, Ryan, unless anybody else stands out to you.
Yeah, we talked about Pavin Smith on Tuesday and homered this evening's Thursday night. So I think with the right-handed heavy schedule, that's where you want to go. Arizona is tied, right? I think this is all as of this afternoon, tied with the Mets for the wild card. So Arizona will probably be going full out with their full lineup deep into next week, assuming things continue on that track. So Pavin Smith, of course, Jock Jams. One thing to look at is Lourdes Gurriel coming back next week. It sounds like the most recent report. It sounds like they are optimistic that Gurriel will come back during this homestand, which could be this weekend. So that's something you might want to monitor, because if Lourdes Gurriel is in and Arizona needs him because they are neck and neck with the Mets right now, Lourdes Gurriel could have been in non-IL league, someone who was like dropped, and you might want to grab for this last week.
That's a good call on the Lourdes. So makes a lot of sense there, but it's Pavin or bust, it feels like right now on that schedule. Atlanta Braves, they have 6 games coming up this week, all at home, 3 versus the Mets, 3 versus the Royals. 3 lefties, 3 righties makes things tough. And I will mention Ozzie Albies expected back tomorrow, Friday, September 20th.
Yep. So we can all bench our Whit Merrifields.
No, they're saying Whit will likely play third base and Urshela gets benched, or Whit goes to the outfield. They want to keep Whit in the lineup, it sounds like.
So goodbye, Gio Urshela. If you have,
that's what it sounds like.
That's good. The other note I've got are 2 notes on the Braves. We basically have Ramon Laureano taking over for Jared Kelenic in left field. Kelenic has not started each of the last 4 games, so Ramon Laureano, I believe, homered on Thursday as well. If you need some power, Ramon Laureano is widely available and probably will continue playing as long as he's somewhat hot. So Laureano in deeper leagues has an outfielder, Grant Holmes.
Bingo.
Probably, Grant Holmes went 4 innings in his last start, so there's a chance Grant Holmes.
He's already been announced to start this Sunday versus the Marlins. So I'd expect him to throw next Thursday versus the Royals.
Yep, and it would be against the Royals that last start. And Grant Holmes, like, why wouldn't Atlanta roll with him and save their bullpen that last weekend? So I think Grant Holmes actually is, given the length we saw last time out, perhaps one of your better streamers out there for starting pitchers over the last week.
Yep, completely agree on that one. Baltimore Orioles, they have 6 games coming up this week, all on the road. 3 at the Yankees, 3 at the Minnesota Twins. And when you're talking postseason, this is fun because Yankees clinched a postseason spot. Orioles basically have clinched the wild card spot. It's not official yet.
Yeah. Yep.
But you got a Twins team that's like they're kind of fighting for that last little bunch, but probably not likely. The Royals took a good leap on them, but only a couple games. So Twins will be fighting. Something to keep in mind on that one. But you got 3 at the Yankees, 3 at the Twins, 5 righties out of the 6. How are you looking at this one?
If it's 5 righties, it's O'Hearn. It's Heston Kjerstad's back off the IL.
He's back doing nothing again.
Yeah, I'd still prefer who did we talk about the last team? Atlanta. Probably Laureano.
Yeah.
Over Kjerstad at this point, but
over O'Hearn. O'Hearn hasn't done much either.
O'Hearn has had a pretty poor second half. We'll have to admit there. So those are the 2 hitter pickups. I don't know. Pitching wise, your boy Albert Suarez,
my boy
would go against Minnesota, and Cade Povich against Minnesota mildly.
Just so you guys know, I'm not going to start Albert Suarez. So you're welcome. Feel free to stream him on Saturday.
Good.
Boy, have at it.
That's what I want. That's what we all needed you to hear, what to do with Albert Suarez, so we could do the exact opposite. So
I knew where you're going with that. I
wanted to put you on the spot.
I got you. All right, the Boston Red Sox, they got 6 games coming up this week. 3 at Toronto, 3 at home versus Tampa Bay, all right-handed pitching. I just want to say, if people added Trevor Story, congrats. He has been so good since coming off the IL. Broke that down on First Pitch Pod on on Wednesday night. My goodness, he's been good. But
Like
what
what?
else you
Couple
liking in
homers,
Boston?
almost a handful of steals.
He's got like 4 steals, 2 homers in 10 games.
Yeah, he's been awesome. I grabbed him in a few leagues, so that was good. But that ship has sailed in terms of this week. Even like your lefty righties, Yoshida, Casas, Willier Bray, are gone. I think the biggest thing with Boston is Kenley Jansen's nursing a shoulder injury. So if you need saves, perhaps look at Chris Martin over this last week. You might get 1 or 2 there, because I could easily see Boston and really Kenley, who I believe is a free agent at the end of the season, Kenley being like, I'm going to go into free agency and rest my shoulder. So Chris Martin is a decent spec for saves, depending on this weekend's health reports on Kenley Jansen.
Yeah, no, that's a good call there. I'm trying to look up Luis Garcia real quick because he's starting a rehab. Luis Garcia returned to the Red Sox potentially Friday or Saturday, so he was getting saves in place of
Right.
Kenley when hurt. So I knew he was coming back soon. I didn't know when, but looks like he might be back this weekend. So keep that in mind as well.
I'd still go Martin. I think you come back from
that's
the
fair.
IL and go straight to the closer role. I don't know, but yeah, could be Garcia. Like you are right. Garcia was kind of the guy earlier when Jansen was out. So
Chicago Cubs, they have 6 games this week, 3 at Philly, 3 at home versus the Cincinnati Reds, 2 lefties, 4 righties. Anything standing out for you with the Cubbies?
I think the biggest thing, more so like not really ads or starts, it's more like setting expectations for like Justin Steele and even Shota Imanaga. Like Imanaga's pitching this Sunday, but then his next start will be the last day of the season, the Sunday. So like if you have Shota, I'm not saying to drop him or bench him or whatever, but just know it might be one of those 3 or 4 inning things the last day of the season, and Shota is out. Same thing with Justin Steele, who pitches earlier in the week, but I think only went like 2 2/3 in his return from the IL. And again, this could be a thing where the Cubs just say, what's the point of throwing Justin Steele in this last week, or even pushing him 5 innings? So just be aware if you have Steele and Shota, that those, that's possibilities in this final week.
I'm going to throw this one out there, and I understand if I get a lot of pushback from you on this, but Kyle Hendricks faces the Reds. Probably a swan song. Let me finish. It's probably a swan song. Cincinnati over his last 3 starts at Coors, at the Dodgers, home versus Pittsburgh. He's given up 2 earned runs or less in all 3, with 14 strikeouts in 15 and a third innings pitched.
That is a true fact. It will be cool. I can't dispute those numbers. That is I'm
just saying. I think there's
factually correct.
I think there's some legs there. Just throwing it out there.
Honestly, like no, it's a good point. Who has a better chance of a win next week? Steele, Hendricks, or Shota?
Hendricks.
I'd still probably lean Shota, but it's debatable. Could be Hendricks. It's a good point.
Yep. Just throwing it out there. And we see your questions in the chat, guys. Keep them coming. I'm marking them. We'll get to you all at the end of the show. So keep them coming. We're not ignoring you on that. I just want to get through the schedule and everything here first before we hit those up. Chicago White Sox, they got 6 games this week, 3 at home versus the Angels, 3 at the Detroit Tigers. Ryan, who should we stream pitching this week?
Yeah, that's the pivot. So we have your boy Kohanowitz starting.
He's got a good 2-step, but he doesn't strike anybody out, man. God.
Yeah, he doesn't. But if you need wins or even decent ratios, Kohanowitz pitched well. He pitched against the White Sox this week. I think went 7 innings, gave up either 0 or 1 run. I don't think got the win, but that is the White Sox for you. Like, so for all the Reed Detmers like blow up talk on Monday, the White Sox did kind of go back to being the White Sox with Canning and Kohanowitz shutting them down. So you got Kohanowitz, you've got, I can't recommend it, our guy Jose Suarez from last year.
He threw really well on Thursday.
Oh, did he really? I saw he pitched today. I don't see
against the Astros. Like 1 run over like 5 1/3. Like 1 run over like 5 1/3.
And he's a lefty.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, he threw 5 innings, 0 earned runs with 5 strikeouts versus the Astros.
So like he's a lefty. I cannot believe I'm saying this. Jose Suarez. And then lefty Tyler Anderson, who certainly is a good. I mean, of Kohanowitz, Suarez, Anderson, I'd go Anderson next week against the White Sox. And then you've got Reese Olson, Kader Montero, and Tariq Skubal. And again, Skubal may or may not make that Sunday start, depending on where Detroit is in the wild card. So who knows? That could be like they need Skubal on the last day of the season to go 9, or they've clinched or are out of it, and Skubal doesn't pitch. So
or they clinched. They want him to pitch the wild card game type thing. Yeah,
exactly. So who knows with Skubal? But no, I think Tyler Anderson, Kohanowitz, and Jose Suarez.
Yeah,
and matchups are great.
Reese Olson's 41% rostered, Kader Montero 16% rostered. They're all there, but even Michael C says I could Suarez. He feels very trappy. Yeah,
he does, and he is.
Albert Suarez. It's a Suarez thing. Maybe you just stay away. I don't know, but if you're looking for the best potential matchups, it's always targeting the White Sox right now. Does it always work out? No. I said the thing about the Giants last week. I said 2 out of 7 games every week, they're going to blow up and just make you angry if you stream. That's happening. That's just the reality of the situation. Especially September baseball gets even more fun. Cincinnati Reds, they're one of the 5 gamers this week. They got 2 at Cleveland, 3 at the Cubs, 3 lefties, 2 righties. Not a whole lot to like there.
No, there's nothing here. I mean, we've talked Ty France a little bit. If you need corner the last couple of weeks, that analysis holds. But outside of that, not only the 5 games, but the 3 lefty, 2 righty. I wouldn't personally get our hopes up for a Hunter Green return. Yes, he might return, but I can't see the Reds pushing him. I mean, there's zero reason to push Hunter Green. Maybe just get him some work for a few innings. He might get strikeouts and decent ratios for a few innings, but keep your expectations in check if Hunter Green makes a start the last week of the season.
Yep, I'm with you on that one. Cleveland Guardians, they're the other 5 gamer, 2 at home versus Cincy, 3 at home versus Houston, a Houston team that might not have a whole lot to play for. And the Guardians will probably have something to play for. 1 lefty, 4 righties for Cleveland. Still tough to like that, but maybe for the weekend series, if you want to stream some bats.
Yeah, maybe like a Kyle Manzardo. He's been hitting for power. I think homered earlier on either Wednesday or Thursday.
Both days.
Oh, both days.
Yes.
There we go. So I like that. Joey Cantillo.
He's been good. Threw good again today, man.
Yes, he pitched well again on Thursday. So I think, given the start against, who's he going against?
I think it's Minnesota. It's
Cincinnati. Goes against Cincinnati.
It's a good start.
So Cantillo on Cleveland is startable. I'd still go Kohanowitz. Would I? I don't know.
Cantillo's the strikeout guy. I'd take Cantillo on the K upside in that matchup personally.
Okay. All right.
Out of the pitchers we talked about so far, I'd play Cantillo behind Grant Holmes.
Agreed. Yeah. No, I like that. I think I can be swayed on that one. I like that.
Yep, I think there's something to that. Let's go to the Colorado Rockies. 6 games, all at home. 3 against St. Louis, 3 against the Dodgers, a Dodgers team that should not care about that weekend series. All right-handed pitchers for now for Colorado. What stands out to you in this one? Because, like I said, I don't know what pitchers actually do pitch. Like Landon Knack seems awesome. I picked him up a lot of places this past week. If you want to fade, he's still 29% rostered in OC, so he could be a nice option.
Could be a nice option. He had a stream against Colorado, even though it is Coors. And I think Knack gets a 2-step.
He gets a 2-step with that Sunday start, yes.
Yeah, so Landon Knack, put him on the board. In terms of Colorado itself, all I got is Hunter Goodman, who you have missed out on his best stretch of production for sure. But a catcher-eligible Hunter Goodman with 6 games in Coors probably plays 4 or 5 of them.
At least, yeah.
He's the primary catcher, and he DHs sometimes when he's not catching. So Hunter Goodman as a catcher, desperation play, power play. But outside of that, man, I don't know.
Yeah. Since September 1st, Goodman's hitting like 255 with, I think, 5 home runs or something like that. I was looking at earlier today. So he's been super productive. He gains catch. He has 19 starts at catcher, so he's going to get that in no time, and he'll be catcher outfield for 2025, which is pretty cool.
Write him up in the black book. Write him up in the black book.
Davis, how that goes. Detroit Tigers, they have 6 games coming up this week, all at home. 3 versus Tampa, 3 versus the White Sox. That's a phenomenal pitching matchup week for the Detroit Tigers. Like that's next level stuff here. Scooble's the 2-step, but I think Herder is interesting to throw with the Olsen Montero guys for the White Sox. That Herder matchup's pretty sweet.
Yep. I like Brant Herder a ton, pitching extremely well right now. So I think Brant Herder, if available, is a really good stream. Hitter side, I mean, I've been banging the Trey Sweeney drum for a couple weeks now. That has proven to be pretty fruitful. So yeah. And does Montero get
He gets the White Sox.
White Sox? Yeah. Yep. So that's obviously Cater Montero is a very good stream for the final week.
Most definitely. Houston Astros, 6 games coming up this week, 3 at home versus Seattle, 3 at the Cleveland Guardians. Again, who knows who's going to be playing towards the end of the week, but you get 1 lefty and 5 righties for Houston. Are you like desperate for John Singleton, or what are you looking at here? Because I don't think I'm too excited about Houston.
Got to be real desperate for John Singleton. And we talked about Ty France, Mansardo already. I'd take both of those guys over Singleton at first base.
Fair.
Might get Jason Hayward some reps here against 5 righties. So Jason Hayward, who has homered since being on Houston and has been playing pretty well. Should get, like, they're not going to rest Jason Hayward, I don't think. I think they will play Jason Hayward and probably gets 5 starts next week. So I think Hayward in a deep outfield league is streamable this final week. I think he'll play.
Yep, don't deny that at all. Kansas City Royals, they have 6 games coming up this week at Washington, at Atlanta. 4 lefties on the docket, thanks to the Washington Nationals, of course. Anything? Are you going Hunter Renfroe this week if he's available? What looks good to you with the Kansas City Royals? Paul DeJong?
That's who I was going to bring up. I was going to celebrate your guy.
Paul DeDong?
Paul DeDong. Like, really, against 4 lefties, that's
a good week.
That's a good week. Hunter Renfroe, that's a good call. I don't know if he's not widely rostered, is he?
No, 6% rostered. 6%.
6%. I think Hunter Renfroe is a decent stab. I'm wondering, like, the mountain may crumble. This may be I don't know if Mount Massey. I don't know if I can start the guy. I mean,
this might be a plateau by the end of this.
This might be the Grand Canyon. Like, honestly, I might have to drop Mike Massey because he doesn't strictly get benched against lefties, but might only make like 3 starts next week. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I don't like that for Mount Massey going out with a whimper.
Yep, that's not good for your boy, Mr. Massey. But yeah, other than that, there's not a whole lot with Kansas City to go running to. Even in the pitching department, I'm not running to. Walker's widely rostered, so not much there for Kansas City.
Alec Marsh is. Would he get the? Who does he?
He's not on the list here. It's because Lorenzen comes back.
Oh, because Lorenzen comes back. Why does Lorenzen? Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a wasted argument. When Lorenzen first got traded, that's when Marsh went to AAA. So yeah, who knows?
Like, what does this guy have on front offices across Major League Baseball? He gets to keep pitching in the rotation.
No idea. Anyway. It's pretty wild stuff. Yeah. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, they have 6 games, 3 at the White Sox, 3 at home versus Texas, 4 right-handed pitchers out of the 6 to face the Los Angeles Angels. I'm just going to throw this name out here. Eric Wagaman has actually been pretty good this past week in a deep league at third base if you need him. A couple home runs. He's been productive, but that's probably more of a desperation play than anything. But it's good matchups. You got a White Sox pitching you're facing, and Texas ain't world beaters either. But unless it's DeGrom, which could be the case.
Yeah, that's. I wasn't even going to mention Wagaman, but it is worth pointing out. He has been playing well and playing at third base every single day. So I could dig that in a 25 team mixed league type format.
AL only, yeah.
Yep. Outside of that, no, it's the pitchers that we've talked about: Jack Kohanowitz, Tyler Anderson, and Jose Suarez against the White Sox. That's where you want to go. The Angels have not had a save opportunity of the last.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. It's just not worth it. Should have mentioned this with the Royals, but Michael C mentions maybe a little Galaxy brain, but if you can afford the hit elsewhere, a week of Darian Blanco could get you 3+ steals. I do agree with that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, be desperate for steals.
Very, very good point. We got some Got some smart listeners. And Michael, congratulations, by the way, on your appointment to Rotoballer. That's awesome.
Rotoballer. I used to be over there. Fun group of guys. Los Angeles Dodgers, they have 6 games, 3 at home versus San Diego, 3 in Coors Field to end the week. All right-handed pitching for the Doyers, but it's the Dodgers, so not a whole lot you can do with that, I don't think.
Yeah, like what's Gavin Lux? He'll get a bunch of starts against righties. Like
Should be widely rostered.
I would think so.
It's 77%. So there's some of it out there.
There's some out there.
Tommy
Gavin
Edmonds,
Lux,
100%, unfortunately.
Yeah, Lux is all I got. We touched on Landon Knack earlier,
Yes.
but a Landon Knack 2-step I think is your most attractive play on the Dodgers, hitter or pitcher, because I think even that Sunday start, Knack probably will go 5 innings. It's like these guys who just need to get MLB reps. Like those have a better chance of going deeper into the game than like a Shota Imanaga.
Yeah, you're right, but I do want to point out, let me find it here. Landon Knack, he pitched against Miami on Wednesday. Yeah, he only went 5 innings. He went 2 innings, 6 innings, but 2 innings he got shelled. So, yeah, they're going to monitor things, as you said. So, they might need him to throw, though, if they're resting players. So, we'll see how that one goes.
And the 2-step is what? It's San Diego, then at Colorado. So,
yeah, I'm starting him. There's no holding that one back. That is happening.
Yep.
All right, the Miami Marlins, 6 games this week, 3 at Minnesota, 3 at Toronto, all right-handed pitchers. This is the team for bats. We haven't had a lot of bats to talk about tonight. Here they are, Ryan. I'll let you have the floor on this one.
I mean, the Jesus ship has sailed at this point, hasn't it?
He went 5 for 5 the other night.
Well, I know. I mean, in terms of like he's widely rostered.
What are you talking about? 72%. That's true. It's actually gone up. That's nice to see.
Okay, so Jesus is 72%. Who? Otto?
Otto Lopez.
The Otto man. Yeah, he's
Love
awesome.
what he's doing. Yeah.
Yep. Playing second base every single day. I feel like we talk about Otto Lopez every week, but
power, speed, doing a little bit of everything.
Yep, exactly. Stole a bag today. So yeah, Otto Lopez, you've got to be real desperate for these next 2, but Kyle Stowers and Griffin Conine are going to play every day.
Conine went deep on Thursday. I'll give him that much.
He did. I assume this is Jeff Conine's son.
Yes, it is. Yes,
we are. Our track record on given your Sidney Sweeney comments last week.
It's 100% Jeff Conine's son. I know this for a fact. I've mentioned it on many a first pitch.
Okay, well, I have not listened to those.
No. I mean, I researched before I mentioned it because
Gotcha.
Nick Pollock would not like that.
Yeah. I don't think you can go with Stowers or maybe Conine, but you got to be real desperate. The only reason I bring them up is they're lefties that play every day against righties, and Miami gets 6 of them at least as constructed.
So. The one thing I'll throw out there, if you're feeling frisky, Braxton Garrett set to return versus Minnesota next week.
Oh, my man!
And I believe he went at least 5 innings in his last rehab start, so he's pretty stretched out for the most part. And that doesn't mean they're going to let him go deep into the game, but Braxton Garrett comes back versus the Minnesota team that's been reeling a little bit.
Ryan Weathers is back too.
He came back on Wednesday and got smacked around the ballpark by the Dodgers.
Disregard.
Yeah, he got smacked around pretty good. Milwaukee Brewers, they have 6 games this week, 3 at the Pittsburgh Pirates, 3 at home versus the New York Mets, 2 lefties, 4 righties. Keep going back to Garrett Mitchell, folks. He went deep again on Thursday. He pretty much only plays versus righties, but he'll get at least 4 games next week.
Who was that?
Garrett Mitchell.
Yeah. Yep. Good call. Milwaukee has already clinched, gotten their hangovers out of the way, except for Jackson Chourio.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That was pretty hilarious. He's still probably imbibed once the cameras were gone.
Pretty sure he had a good old time in the locker room there.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is Freddie Peralta? No, he's not lined up for a 2. He wouldn't pitch Sunday, go deep at all. So
not a chance.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the Brewers are just going to continue to play their everyday lineup, and that's good for fantasy. You don't, they're on a roll right now. You might as well keep it going. But outside of Garrett Mitchell, there's not much in terms of guys to pick up.
Completely agree. New York Mets, 6 games, 3 at Atlanta, 3 at Milwaukee, 1 lefty, 5 righties for the New York Mets. So you could have some more Jesse Winker fun if you'd like. Not really tearing the cover off the baseball, but he'll get plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, Winker hasn't played much this week because the Mets have faced a bunch of lefties. Tyler McGill, we had talked about already as a streamer last week. That has worked out nicely so far, at least one of two starts. If Tyler McGill is still out there, he is only 60% rostered in NFBC 12-teamers. Tyler McGill would line up at Milwaukee on Saturday, so you never know. What are we doing with Luis Angel Acuna, little Acuna?
I love him.
It's so dependent on Lindor, right?
Yeah, Lindor started doing activities indoors on Thursday. Still not on the field. They want it out in the field before they bring him back. The one thing I'm speculating on is Acuna is swinging the ball so well that, like, do you play him over Jose Iglesias? I do. I think you keep Luis's bat in the lineup personally, so don't break the bank to get him. But I try to have some Acuna on my roster. Is what I'm trying to say. He's playing too well for a Mets team that's still trying to get finalize things.
That's what I'm starting to wonder is, like, if the bat is so good, obviously, I mean, they've got JD Martinez at DH, so that's kind of locked in.
He's not playing good either.
He's not, but he's going to play.
Yeah.
At least most of the time. I don't know if Luis Angel Acuna can play other positions. I probably should have looked
play
that
the
up
outfield
before,
and put Harrison Bader on the bench. That'd be cool.
Right. But like but that is an avenue for him to keep playing. Is the obvious, the Mets are they're tied with Arizona right now for the wild card. They need if you're hitting, you can do it. So it will be interesting to see if Acuna plays once Lindor is back.
Well, and what if Lindor can play and they DH him because they don't want him in the field and they sit JD? Like there's multiple avenues where Acuna can find the diamond. I think if he's hitting the way he's hitting, they're gonna find a way to keep him out there.
So would he be one of your top middle infield ads, like Otto Lopez or Acuna?
I'll take Otto Lopez because I know he's gonna play every single game.
Yeah, I think I agree. I'm trying to think of any other middle infielders we talked about.
We haven't mentioned Trey Sweeney. I take Acuna over Trey Sweeney.
Yeah, that's close. I mean, Trey Sweeney's going to play a bunch.
Yeah, but I'll take the ceiling of Acuna. It's been pretty impressive so far.
Yep, it has. It absolutely has.
So, but it's tough. It's a gamble that I say like when we talked before, I added him as a reserve for guys that I had questionable middle infields. I wouldn't make him your sole middle infielder and hope that he's playing.
No. Correct. Have a backup.
Yeah. So like when you're making your FAAB moves, keep that in mind when you're doing that.
Yeah.
New York Yankees, they have 6 games this week, 3 at home versus Baltimore, 3 at home versus Pittsburgh, 5 righties out of the 6 games for the Yanks. Not a whole lot of interest for me here because Mr. The Martian is up to only 62% rostered, surprisingly. That's how many people forgot about the OCs.
That's yes, that's not an indictment on Dominguez. That is an indictment on everyone looking at the other sport at this point. And yeah, really, Clark Schmidt was the other big pickup previous weeks. Looked really good today against the lowly Seattle Mariners, and I think went 100 pitches.
So he got to 99 pitches, what I was going to say. So he's up there for sure.
But I think that ship has sailed as well in terms of pickups. So no, there's not much on the Yankees, who I believe are 4 up on Baltimore in the AL East.
So the Yankees clinched a playoff spot today, and they're going to try to lock up the East here pretty soon. Yeah,
as they should.
Yep, most definitely. Oakland Athletics is the fun one. 3 at home versus Texas, 3 at the Seattle Mariners, 5 righties out of 6 games. There's obviously bats you could pick up, but these are really good pitching matchups as well. So what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, that's where I was going to go. Like, I think Brady Basso is a 2-stepper.
Yep.
Probably. Like,
one thing I'm going to say before we get excited here, Jose Bito was scheduled to be this 2-step. Now they have him not even on the list anymore. How many weeks have they changed their rotation out of like the last 3 weeks? Every single week. So just keep that in mind.
Osvaldo Bito.
Sorry, Osvaldo Bito. But just keep that in mind. They keep mixing and matching this rotation like crazy lately.
Yeah, the latest on Bito is like not. I'd be surprised, but we'll see.
I wouldn't bring him back. I'd try to see what Basso can do and these guys can do. Like, why not?
Yeah, so it's easy to get in Bito, Basso, but Basso at least gets the 1 start, may get a second one, and has looked good. And like you said, Bubba, the matchups. I mean, that's not a dream 2-step, but it's pretty
good,
damn close. So, yeah, I like Basso as a pickup for Oakland streamer. And then, back to the hitting side, you've got your lefties. I always talk about Seth Brown, but Tyler Soderstrom is back. I think those guys both play, even though they're kind of first base outfield. I think, or at least Brown is. I think Soderstrom if you need power, and then Seth Brown's a little bit more of an all-around type of guy. So those guys will both play in a mostly right-handed week, we think, for Oakland.
Yeah, since Soderstrom returned, he's played in 4 or 5 games. He sat versus one lefty, played versus 2, but and Brown sat versus all the lefties. But the 2 right-handed batters, Soderstrom played first, Brown played the outfield. So, yeah, it's a good week for both of them. I'm with you on that. All right, we got the Fightin' Phils on tap this week. 6 games, 3 at home versus the Cubs, 3 at the Washington Nationals, 3 lefties, 3 righties, and a whole lot of resting for the postseason.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think they've clinched the East yet, but they will.
Yeah.
I think Brandon Marsh is a drop. I think he's only going to start 3 games next week, so you can't really start him. And if you can't start him, you're probably dropping him for outfielders that will at least get some playing time over the last week of the season. One guy I recommend you not pick up pitch today. That's Taijuan Walker. Got destroyed. That's what they unsurprisingly
get. That's what they get.
Really, man. I mean, like, what are we doing?
Yep. I remember we talked on Tuesday. I said, yeah, they got Walker throwing on Thursday because originally it was supposed to be Allard, but they want Walker. He's been pitching great out of the bullpen. And your answer, then they should keep him in the bullpen.
Yeah, man. I mean, what are we doing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not good. Not good. Oh, wait, we're going to answer this one question live. We'll get back to the other ones. But Roger Bloomfield says, Bubba, I need a stream of starting pitcher to stay ahead of Ryan and Burks in the Listener League. FPAS, green fees on the line. Go stream Grant Holmes or Joey Cantillo. Those are the top 2 options.
Yeah, I hope he wasn't listening to like the last minute or so. I'd go ahead and stream Taijuan Walker this last week. Go with that one.
I'm hoping with Thursday's start we get a Colby Allard returning to the rotation. Personally,
there we go. Yeah, if not Taijuan Walker, you want to go Colby Allard and see where that gets you.
There you go. You're welcome. Pittsburgh Pirates. They got 6 games this week: 3 at home versus Milwaukee, 3 at the Yankees, 2 lefties and 4 righties, and it's not a ton in Pittsburgh. There's a couple maybe deeper league kind of hitting guys, but nothing crazy. What are you seeing here?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. It wasn't Rowdy Tellez week this current week. Like the guy is not even playing every day against right-handed pitching anymore. So that sucks. I think we talked about Nick York on the Tuesday show.
Yep.
Right. Pretty good prospect. Has played all 4 games since being called up from AAA on Monday, and has played at second, third, and left field. So I think Nick York is, it's one of those, like, this is what you want to lean into over this last week of the season, is like, this is an audition for next year and just get reps against MLB pitching. And from a fantasy aspect, you could take advantage of that. Nick York versus Little Acuna is an interesting one. Playing time I think will be there. So that's all you can ask for at this point.
Yeah, playing time would be there. Another guy like in a deeper league, he's second base, third base eligible. I just want to bring up Jared Triolo. He's swinging it really well over the last month, or pretty darn good, I'll say, over the last month. So he in a deeper league, second base, third base type guy, which gives you a lot of flexibility come the second set of games for the weekend to make sure you get maximize at bats. That could be a fun spot as well. San Diego Padres, 6 games this week, 3 at the Dodgers, 3 at the Arizona Diamondbacks. Another team that just plays the hits, so not a whole lot to get excited about here.
No, fitting we round this year of San Diego Padres with just zero analysis, because I cannot believe how boring this team has been all season. Just very little movement from FAAB, very little production from FAAB. If maybe you FAAB Jurickson Profar early in the season, or Jackson Merrill, kudos there. But in season, this team has been not much to talk about from a FAAB aspect.
Nope, not at all. But some other guys to talk about: the San Francisco Giants, 6 games this week, 3 at Arizona, 3 at home versus St. Louis. And it's 1 lefty and 5 righties, so I don't want to say it again. So who do you like this week?
I mean, just say it again, right? Conforto.
Mike Yastrzemski leading off. He doesn't hit for great
Oh
average.
yeah,
He drops
Yastrzemski, of
bombs.
course. Yeah, my bad. You've been waiting on that. Who the hell is Donovan Walton? Is that guy any good?
No, you should try to get Grant McCrae though, because he got some power, speed, and a lot of swing and miss, but he's playing every day as well.
Yeah.
And
So
don't play
McCray.
Donovan Walton.
Yeah, I don't even know who that
If
is.
Donovan Walton goes off, tip your cap and move on.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
What else? What else on your squad here?
Conforto if he's out there, but it's pretty much Yastrzemski and McCrae. I like Yastrzemski a lot. I've been saying it every week, and he just keeps hitting like both at least 2 home runs a week right now. So have fun with that. All righty, and yeah, you don't want any of the pitchers like Mason Black. Not good. All right, Seattle Mariners 6 games this week: 3 at Houston, 3 at home versus Oakland, 4 lefties on tap, which kind of limits things here unless you see something I don't.
Nope. Actually, I mean Dylan Moore. If you need steals, Dylan Moore starts against lefties, and so we'll at least get 4 starts. Can play everywhere, so that's useful. Batting average might kill you, but if you need stolen bases, I think Dylan Moore could steal 3 or 4 of those this final week with the lefty tilt. You don't want to go Luke Raley, who's been playing pretty well lately, but you're not going to get the playing time. So I think Luke Raley's a drop heading into the last week. Like I'd take Dylan Moore over Raley straight up.
Would you rather have Dylan Moore or Darian Blanco if you want steals?
Both, but I'll go Dylan Moore. I'll go Dylan Moore.
Blanco on that one.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, but both good steal options.
Yep. St. Louis Cardinals, they have 6 games this week: 3 at Coors, 3 at the Giants, 3 lefties, 3 righties. Really limits the fun in this one.
For the Cardinals?
Yes.
Yeah. Like even our guy, we spent all this time trying to pronounce his name right, Sajasi.
He's not playing.
Yeah, he's not even playing. We thought he was,
and he was hitting well.
Legit.
He went deep.
He
went deep and stuff. And then it's like, nah, we're not going to play you because we're the Cardinals. And what do we have to play for this year? Like, you're not making the playoffs. Play the kid, you idiots.
Made the extra effort to go to Baseball Reference, get the pronunciation, discuss it before the show, and then nothing. I'll throw Brendan Donovan out there. Has been hitting a homer and a steal at least this week, and is playing. I think of him as a platooner, but is playing lefty and righty. I mean, that's who's basically playing in place of Thomas Sajasi. So Brendan Donovan, could do something.
Ollie Marmol sucks. He's such a joke.
Dude, it is bad. It is. It's like low key the Cardinals. It's just not a good, well-run organization right now.
It's approaching White Sox stuff. They just at least win some games. Tampa Bay Rays, they have 6 games this week: 3 at Detroit, 3 at Boston, 2 lefties and 4 righties on tap this week. I just can't buy into this offense. It's so bad right now.
And it's a tough schedule. 22% K to walk for the Crew facing the Rays. So not going to be much in terms of offense. I know you like LaDuca. However, LaDuca has only started 3 of the last 6.
And he's quieted down too.
Yeah. There's just not a lot of talent on the Rays right now, and there's not regular playing time. So I can't really recommend anybody on the Rays.
It's very tricky. Very tricky. Texas Rangers, 6 games: 3 at Oakland, 3 at the Angels, 2 lefties, 4 righties. Another team on the struggle bus these days in Texas, but not as bad as others. But anything of interest to you on this one?
Not really in terms of pickups. Leody Taveras has been hitting well. Had been kind of platooning, but playing against right-handed pitching. So you could go some Leody if you need a 5th outfielder. Mostly I'm interested to see what Texas does with DeGrom, Scherzer, and Kumar over the last week of the season.
Kumar's only 60% rostered, and he gets Oakland next week.
Yeah, but he didn't pitch all that well today, nor did I don't think he pitched very deep.
No, he didn't, because he had no control. And that was the only issue before, like his hot stretch in the minors before he got called up. It was inconsistent control.
Yeah, it was 71 pitches, 4 walks, 3 innings for Kumar Rocker. So, like, even the Oakland matchup, I don't know, man. I don't know.
See how Garrett Cole does on Friday before you do that. Toronto Blue Jays, 6 games this week, all against right-handed pitching, Boston and Miami. So this could be another one. I like kind of the Marlins for some streamable assets. Toronto might have a few too, Ryan.
Yes, Addison Barger comes to mind. Spencer Horowitz comes to mind.
Yep, there's one more.
Davis Schneider.
Horowitz is up to 89% rostered. Wow.
Davis Schneider.
Yep, one more.
Man, I feel like I'm taking a quiz. One more.
Yep.
Who the hell?
Keep going.
Kirk? Luke's? Nathan Luke's? No, man. What?
It's Uncle Ted's boy. I had to mention him.
Everyone's Uncle Ted's boy. Everyone's Uncle Ted's boy.
He's hit safely in 4 of his last 5. Not a lot of power, but he's hitting for average. I'll give him that much. He's playing every day versus righties.
Nah, man, you can't be doing any Nathan.
No, you gotta
Luke's.
go deep.
If your season hinges on Nathan Luke's,
I just want to throw it out there. I did on my bench with Bubba today. Uncle Ted rolls in. First thing, Luke's. The first thing he types in, and I'm talking best ball, the pennant. Not even talking about anything. I had to throw that one out there. Sorry.
That's incredible.
See who's paying attention out there.
We laugh because we love. Be careful if you have Kevin Gossman, by the way, who left his start with a back issue today.
Yep.
So, again, zero reason for Toronto to push Gossman next week. Have a backup plan in place for someone who you thought you could probably start the final week. Maybe you still can, but just monitor the news on Gossman. Oh, no, we didn't pronounce Luke's right. Pronounce Lucas.
Lucas. Even better. Even better.
You really can't trust the guy now. His name is
when Luke's hits a home run, I'll call him Lucas. You got to earn the right to get not made fun of around this place because I get made fun of way too much.
That's crazy.
And speaking on Gossman, even if he was healthy, I'm probably dropping him this week because I'm not starting him versus Boston anyways. So,
okay, all right.
I've had trouble starting him for a while.
Boston looked Washington like hell today against Zach Lytle.
Yeah. Lytle looked real good for the 3rd straight start for Zach Lytle. I can't even make fun of him anymore. 3 straight starts. He has not allowed to run.
Yep.
Washington Nationals 6 games this week, all at home. Kansas City and Philadelphia. 2 lefties and 4 righties to wrap up our team by team preview. So, what do you like with the Nats?
I mean, we got to finish it on another one of Uncle Ted's boys, Jose Tena.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
We recommended Jacob Young in the streaming episode, but he got injured today. So check that out if you need steals. I don't know. Anything else on the Nationals?
That's it. I was bummed DJ Hurst got rocked in his last start. It's the first time it's happened in a while, so I'll still start him probably against Kansas City next week. But just beware of that. DJ Hurst got smacked around pretty good.
Mitchell Parker would be their 2-stepper right now and has not pitched well lately at all. So not sure I can recommend Mitchell Parker 2-step Kansas City Philly. So
yep. So we'll see how that goes. But that's all 30 teams, Bloomfield. A lot of fun stuff. I actually have the longest list I think I've made the entire year for potential streams. So any other final thoughts on this?
No, I'm gonna miss this sheet, man. I don't want to change tabs. 30 teams times 27 weeks. We did 810 team by team hits this year. It's pretty good.
Yep, pretty good. As Michael C says, the Sox have not hit well lately. 81 WRC plus last year. No, they've been bad. Rafael Devers disappeared. It's been a rough go. Tristan Casas is more excited about seeing Trevor Story in the showers than hitting baseballs. So. It's pretty crazy stuff.
What?
I
don't know the background.
You haven't seen that? Yeah. Okay.
Whoa.
So this is a preview of the off season, folks. When I get to take rabbit hole trips here, but this is for all the listeners. Tristan Casas should pop up here as one of the early go getters. Go. This is the quote. Tristan Casas just said, "Seeing Trevor Story in the shower gets him fired up during the post game WEEI interview." That was the quote from Tristan Casas.
All right. There's some team unity, team cohesion. You like that as a Red Sox
I think it's
fan.
basically seeing like him back on the team is what he's trying to say. But the way Tristan Casas talks is always highly entertaining.
Yeah.
So,
I did not catch that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Thanks for bringing up those incredibly important tidbits.
You're welcome. There's more to come. Stay tuned.
But I get you all off season, so I know.
Yep. All right, let's talk about the most added players over at CBS this past week, and we'll start with the hitting side of things. And look at that, we just are all over this list, Ryan.
Hunter Goodman, your top hitter ad. So we mentioned Goodman. You have missed his
catcher Hunter Goodwin.
Yeah, positions listed there as right field, but yeah, that's a catcher. Up from 3 to 11%. So I still think pretty widely rostered or widely available. I still wouldn't probably do Goodman in single catcher leagues, but in 2 catcher leagues.
Honestly, for the final week with 6 games
If you
in
need power,
you could probably go Goodman over a lot of your options. Like for just the final week, there's a legit angle to throwing Goodman out there over a lot of guys for the final week.
Yep. Luis Angel Acuna up from 15 to 22%. No surprise, because these CBS leagues, a lot of these are daily, and that's why we look at these differences in ownership, because during the week these things can change and it can help us on FAAB. So we mentioned Acuna earlier. Very much we think hinges on Lindor's return or not, if they can find a spot in the lineup. I do want to go back to we kind of crapped on Jose Iglesias. Tom in the chat says Iglesias has hit in something like 13 straight, and that is correct. He's hitting like 450 this week and over 300 over the last month. So I think a pretty good glove too. So who knows?
He's playing well. That's why it's kind of, you can't take Vientos out. You're not taking Alonso out. It's like outfielder Iglesias or JD. That's the only angles.
Victor Robles is a big ad. I would caution, he is hurt.
Yes.
So I don't know if you want to add Victor Robles, or if you have Victor Robles, be ready to hit that drop button if this injury is any worse.
Yeah, I'm debating dropping him this week, and if it sticks around, he's a lingering hand injury from when he got hit by a pitch. Plus, he's been dealing with other, he plays like maybe 70% of the games every week. It's been a trend lately.
His hip is messed up too, I think.
Yeah.
So, but hell of a second half for Victor Robles, who was DFA'd by the Washington Nationals.
Yep.
So
just more things going right in the metropolis of DC.
Pavin Smith, we mentioned, probably our top power ad, him or Manzardo most likely at first base. So we like that in a right-handed heavy week for the Diamondbacks. Talked about Otto Lopez, especially if you need some bags. Parker Meadows we did not talk about, I think, because we just assume he's widely rostered.
Yeah,
he probably is, but 35% in CBS. So CBS
he's 99% in OCs. Yes, he's gone.
We did not mention your boy Carlos Santana for Minnesota. He's a riser from 40 to 42%. But
yeah, he's been awesome. He went deep again this week. Like, he just doesn't get any love at all. But and this week it's 3 lefties, 3 righties for the line change. But he still plays for most lefties, as he is a switch hitter. So keep that in mind.
Yep, plays every day. Pretty much immune to the line change. I don't think we talked about Minnesota actually.
No, I probably switched over them like an idiot. So yeah, line change 3 and 3. Not a whole lot to go off of there outside of maybe Carlos Santana.
I mean, I was going to say, which bolsters the case for Santana, since he plays against lefties and righties. Who else we got? Anyone we did not mention? I mean, Keeper Ruiz is on here, but
he's gone.
He's gone. Gabriel Moreno we didn't bring up, but he returned, so could be available. But
he's not doing anything so far.
Like I take Goodman over.
Yes, Goodman over both these guys.
Tommy Pham's a riser. We didn't bring Pham up when we brought up Kansas City.
Pham's been a popular ad of late. Yeah, he's up to 67% in OCs, so he's out there if you need him. But I'd rather take a shot on like the power of Renfroe potentially. But yeah.
Yep. Outside of that,
there's Triolo. Just throwing that out there.
There's Iglesias.
Yes, Iglesias. All that barrel rate. That's a heck of a barrel rate he's got there.
Rare Steak Red barrel rate, which is not, well, depending how you look at it. The number is not good. Rare Steak is.
The Rare Steak's very good.
And then Oregon Duck Green on the K rate. So it is a batting average option, but
all right.
Pham leading off every day for Kansas City still. So
yeah, that's Pham is definitely in play. There's no denying it. I'll add him to my third column over here on my sheet.
Third column.
I told you I haven't written this many names down in a while. A lot of pitchers this week. Speaking of pitchers, what do we got here? We got Tyler Miguel, then the bum Albert Suarez. Yeah.
Which again means he's in line for a good week.
He's going to dominate, folks. 7 shutouts with 6 Ks at least. Just write it down. Enjoy.
Tyler McGill, I could see the case for the Mets just throwing him, because they need to potentially because they're in a dogfight right now, but also like they probably want to keep stretching McGill out while he's healthy
Yep.
and prep him
I
for
agree.
next year. So
Agree.
Tyler McGill, I would take over obviously Albert Suarez, even Kumar Rocker at this point.
Yep.
Luke Weaver, we did not bring up, but I
He's
think
been
the
awesome.
Yankees, he's been awesome, but like I think that save picture is pretty fractured.
He's been if you could pick a main guy, it's been Luke. I'll say that much.
Okay.
There is no main guy in New York, but he has been the closest thing to that. So if you're looking for save chances out of the Yankees, it's probably Luke Weaver.
Because there's not much turnover on closers this week. So would you
No.
take Luke Weaver or Chris Martin or Luis Garcia?
I take Luke Weaver.
Okay.
And I will say this much: it's not going to show up on this list, but like I do the Yahoo stuff for Fantasy Pros. Lucas Irsig, Aroldis Chapman, Chad Green. There's about 5 or 6 regular closers that are less than 60% rostered in Yahoo. So check your teams out, please.
Yeah, there has been a lot of recent closer turnover the last month or two of the season. Pretty stagnant to start, but we didn't talk about Nick Martinez. He's a pitching riser from 23 to 29%. Would line up against the Chicago Cubs.
They've been
Pretty good lineup.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah, but Martinez has been good too. So I don't know. Probably will go 5 if he can. So I don't know. I don't mind Nick Martinez.
I'll pass just because I think there's a lot of other options we talked about. Like I'll take Tyler McGill, I'll take Joey Cantillo, I'll take Landon Knack, I'll take your boy Herder. Like there's a list I'd take over him.
Okay, fair enough. We've got Edward Cabrera as a riser. Got destroyed today against. I think gave up like the first 5 of the 20 LA Dodgers runs
crushed, just destroyed in that game.
Had been pitching well prior to that, and Cabrera gets the Minnesota Twins last week, so a little bit lighter. You never know with Cabrera; it's all about the control. If the control's there, he's going to pitch well. If not, he's not. And Andre Palante, no way.
Yep.
Landon Knack, here's your guy, 2-step, and we feel pretty confident that it'll be. That the volume will be there in both of those starts for
it's that Colorado Road Rocky start or the home Rocky start. I'll take it though.
Yep. Brent Herder up from 12 to 15%. Look at this riser. Jordan.
Why?
The irony of the Y being cut off Jordan Montgomery's name on the grid here. Where is the Y? Why are we picking up Jordan? And why is Jordan Montgomery 47% rostered in CBS leagues?
I have no answers, and I was pro Montgomery all year, but everyone knows I've dropped and cut ties with all of that. He's pitched out of the bullpen. It's probably because he got a save, and people don't understand why. It's when the D-backs like blew out the Rockies. Montgomery pitched 3 innings and got a save. That's all it was.
I just think people aren't paid because he's 45% last week.
That's true. You're probably right.
I don't know, man. Martin Perez, I think, is a trap. He's a riser because he gets the White Sox, I think, on Friday.
Well,
he's pitching well, but he gets Arizona the final week of the season.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't. And an Arizona team that will probably still be very much in the race and playing. So I think Martin Perez is a risky go, despite been pitching well, and you're obviously starting him against the White Sox this weekend. Yep. I don't like the final week matchup there.
I like that call. There's Kyler Montero that we like, and then Brady Basso at the bottom. I don't think we get much love. Ian Anderson's in the minor leagues still. Alec Marsh doesn't have a start. It just depends if you like Joey Estes and Mitch Spence or not.
No, Joey Estes just got nuked. Yeah. Mitch Spence is okay. I mean, I'd take Basso over those 2 guys.
Completely agree.
Take Knack over those guys. Take obviously McGill, Cantillo, Martinez, Nick Martinez. So yeah, steer clear of those Oakland A's. And I guess I do need to drop Alec Marsh, my 15-teamer.
Just double check on Sunday that they haven't changed things around, because like last Sunday's when he got magically announced that he's coming in.
Yeah.
So there could be setbacks and whatnot, but for now it looks like he's out.
All right.
Keep that in mind.
All right.
And maybe they clinch and he pitches Sunday. That's an
Yeah,
option too,
maybe.
because they'll want to say, let's see who was lined up for Sunday.
They'll
Maybe they want to save Cole Reagans for the wild card game.
knowing them, they'll want to save Lorenzen for the wild card game.
Not going to say you're wrong. Just saying that's what's out there. All right, you ready to do some two-stepping?
I am. Some tentative two-stepping.
Yeah, very tentative, people. Grain of salt, this stuff. D-backs, Erod, at home. Giants, Padres.
Struck out 11 today.
That's a yes, because
or
the
yesterday.
Padres don't even start anybody on Sunday, probably. That's a yes.
I mean, I'd roll Erod out there.
Yep.
He'll get run support, 2 shots and a win. Sure.
Yep. Schwellenbach, Mets, Royals. Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Dean Kramer at the Yankees, at the Twins.
This is Dean Kramer pitched well against the Red Sox this week, had a bunch of Ks. That at New York start scares me, but if you need wins and Ks, yeah, I mean you're throwing Dean Kramer.
Yep. Tanner Houck at Toronto, at Tampa Bay. Houck came back for the first time since September 4th through 4 innings, 4 Ks, no runs against Tampa. You trust him against Toronto and Tampa.
I do, but I don't like. Why would he make that Sunday start?
I agree.
So I don't even know if this is right. I mean, this is already a guy with workload issues coming from the bullpen into the rotation. I would be shocked if Tanner Houck gets 10 innings in a two-step this week.
And then just be glad I'm a nice person and don't have a silly sense of humor, because Richard Fitz is pitching Friday this week and Wednesday next week. So have fun with that. Colorado, Ryan Feltner versus St. Louis versus the Dodgers.
you just had to throw that in there last week of the season.
Yep.
Let's if your name's Roger Bloomfield and you're trying to win the Bubba and the Bloom overall standings against Burks, let's throw some Ryan Feltner out there.
There you go, Ryan Feltner. Jonathan Cannon, no. Skubal, do you start him? First Tampa versus the White Sox, because who knows if he makes that second start. I guess you have to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You definitely start even one start Skubal. But, don't. It kind of sucks that last start is against the White Sox, because the only way he's pitching that game is if they have to win that Sunday. Otherwise, they're going to save Skubal for the wild card.
Yep. Astros, Hunter Brown, you're going to start. Royals, Cole Reagans, you're starting. Angels, your boy, how do you pronounce it properly? Kahanowitz?
Kohanowitz, not Kokanowitz.
I always call him Kahanowitz. I call him Kahanowitz.
Yeah. Back to your Richard Fitz commentary there.
I'm a 12-year-old. At the White Sox versus Texas. Yes?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Landon Knack, I've already professed I'm starting that one. Milwaukee, Freddie Peralta, you're pitching. Minnesota, Bailey Ober's pitching. Mets, Severino at Atlanta, at Milwaukee.
Yeah, you do that. I mean, they're gonna need him and potentially for that second start. There's not many two-steppers where we're confident in that Sunday start, but I think with Severino, it's a decent chance that's happening because the Mets are in it right now.
Looking at the Mets starting rotation, Sean Manaea is their ace.
Dude, as he should be. He has been
that's just pretty
monster,
impressive, though.
But it is. And then who's their number 2?
It's Severino.
It's a tough scene, man.
Yeah, it's amazing they made it this far. Yankees, Nasty Nestor versus Baltimore versus Pittsburgh.
Yep.
We've both said we'll start Basso for his two-step. Starting Nola. Pittsburgh, Bailey Falter versus Milwaukee at the Yankees.
He's been pitching well lately.
Yeah, I know, but I can't do it.
I probably can't do it, but if it's probably more risk than not. Yeah,
you can't even say if you need wins.
I know. That's what I was. My mind was going there. Like you might get 10 or 12 Ks, but there's some risk there.
San Diego, Michael King at the Dodgers at Arizona. That's a yes. Bryce Miller's a yes. Giants, Hayden Birdsong at Arizona versus St. Louis.
That's your guy. I defer.
He pitched well
against Baltimore yesterday on Wednesday.
If you need strikeouts, I'd say yes. I don't know if he can even get you wins, but strikeouts, yes. I could say that much. Tampa Bay, Ryan Pepio at Detroit at Boston. Yeah.
Yep.
Bowden Francis, you're starting. So that's it, man. It's a lot of 6-man rotations, a lot of uncommitted rotations right now. It's pretty wild.
And again, all those two-steppers are Sunday starts. So theme of the episode, grain of salt. But
yep.
We're doing our best.
All right. We'll hit up some of these listener questions from the chat. Then I got a couple from Twitter. Stephen Crawford. If Soto is out for the weekend, I'm thinking of picking up Soler. He's been hitting well and has a weekend series at Miami. Soler has been hitting well. Just wait. Soto's having x-rays on Friday for his injured knee. So see where that goes.
Agreed.
But yeah, you're not dropping Soto. Just keep that in mind.
You're not. But Soler and I know Steven's in a 10-teamer. I think even still, Soler's hitting well and playing every day.
And Stephen Crawford also says, think Holmes goes 5 innings versus Miami? I think he does.
It's got to be an efficient 5, but I mean, he has the skills to be efficient against a pretty bad lineup. So yeah, I would lean more yes than no.
Tom DeCola says, would you go Martin over Atanez, Tyson Miller, and Ian Hamilton in a saves holds with Chris Martin? Don't know who Atanez is. I apologize. Tyson Miller and Ian Hamilton for the Ian Hamilton's good too.
I'd
put Martin.
I'd still go Martin.
Yeah, I go Martin.
I mean, if you need saves and holds, he's going to be in the best position of that group. Maybe Tyson Miller.
I go Ian Hamilton second. Ian Hamilton came back, already got a save and extra innings where Weaver got the win.
All decent options. And yeah, I'm also not sure on Otanez, but I think Martin, Hamilton, Miller. Let's go with that.
Yep, that works for me. Mason Lowry says, do you think many teams will rest stars this week? You've kind of hit that a few times. So
I think more so on the pitching side than the hitter side. I think what we'll see, and I think that's where you're going to see the impact is these stud pitchers may not go if there's any kind of hint of injury or any workload, whatever. I think the hitters, like, they want to stay in a routine. Maybe they get an extra one off day or something, but especially since the rosters are now just expanded to 28 as opposed to 40, your star hitters, you're rolling with them. Like, the teams aren't going to bench hitters for 2-3 days at a time. I mean, there's no point to do that. So unless they're hurt, but.
And I'll just mention this real quick, just going off like the Fangraphs playoff page. Yankees have clinched the playoff. They'll clinch their division here slowly and clinch a bye. Orioles are basically clinched a playoff spot, but they will not have a bye, but they'll have a playoff locked in. So those two teams might not play most of their guys on Sunday and maybe change their pitching rotation. Keep that in mind. Guardians have already clinched the playoff, likely clinched a bye as well. So they'll probably play everybody just because they get the bye. The Royals, Twins, and Tigers are fighting for that last wild card. Looks the Royals are the favorites for now, but they'll probably play it out to the end, except for maybe if the Royals clinch, then Reagan doesn't pitch Sunday. Hope you're taking notes, people. Astros should be locked in, and they'll probably rest a couple guys over the weekend because that's actually what the Astros do. National League Phillies have locked in the playoffs. They'll be on a bye, so they'll play most of their guys at least throughout the weekend. Then the Brewers are locked in, but they do not have a bye, so they'll probably not pitch Peralta on Sunday. Keep that in mind.
Correct.
Then the Dodgers, they'll have a bye, so don't worry about them. But then the Padres are likely a wild card team. The D-backs and Mets are fighting for the other spot. So I don't know if that helped you or confused you more than anything, but I just wanted to read off the scenarios. So
I may have to replay that one, but helpful.
Basically, there's 20 teams with nothing to play for, so they'll play everybody. Let's put it that way.
And any wild card team isn't going to throw their number one on Sunday.
So. Yeah, so that's the kind of things to think about when you're projecting out.
Yeah, so, I mean, stuff matters.
It's trying to help as the best my caveman brain can help.
I'm wondering why I have Nathan Luke's tab up.
Because you're welcome. Tom DeCola in the chat says, in Yahoo League, with 20 innings pitched left, do I start Wheeler, Snell, Eel this Sunday, or chance it and bench them until their starts at hopes they don't get shut down? You start them all this weekend.
Yes. Correct. Yes. And I guess you have 20 innings left. I don't even know if I would start Heel. I would probably start Wheeler twice and Snell, if that's the option there.
Or start Snell twice and Wheeler once.
Exactly, depending on kind of what you hear. But yes, absolutely use those bullets this week.
Yep, agreed. Couple Twitter questions here. Our buddy BP at Futures_Bet says, don't need to pick anybody up because I have 132 out of a possible 140 points in a 14-team mixed league. I'll take most of the credit, but you guys certainly get an assist. Great content, all your boys. Thank you. So there
Appreciate
you go.
it. That's awesome to hear. And if anyone else, wants to throw kudos our way or whatever, if we've helped you out, let us know. We like to hear that stuff.
Cheese Moon Astronaut asks, I need wins. Would you chase the 2-start Dean Kramer or the 1-start Max Scherzer? He needs
if you need wins, it's the double Dean.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Because Scherzer only went 4 in his only start back. And again, why would Texas throw it? I think Dean Kramer has a decent chance to go 5+ in both potentially of his last 2 starts. So I'd go Dean.
I completely agree with that one. And on that note, my friend, final FAAB period has come to an end on our show. Any final thoughts before we head out of here? Chat, you guys are awesome as usual, especially for the last week of the season. To be bringing it still is pretty awesome. So any final thoughts, Ryan?
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate everyone listening all year to these. We will, I'm sure, do something similar to this next year because I think it has helped us and helped you all a lot. So like I said, man, I'm going to miss this next Thursday.
I think we're gonna miss it because it's such an easy thing for us to prep for.
I know.
That's why we're gonna miss this.
I shouldn't say you're not gonna miss it. You're not gonna miss the grind of the season, all you do. But I think these have been a ton of fun.
I love this show. This show's easy. It's the highlights of my Tuesdays and Thursdays. But we'll still be coming at you guys multiple times. But remember, next week, Tuesday night, same bat time, same bat channel. But we will be doing live underdog pennant draft, maybe drafts, depends on how quick they go, and the sheep from Stacking Dingers should be joining us that night to draft with us. So keep that in mind. And then no Thursday show, Sunday night, final day of the season. We'll have a recap show, pop a couple drinks, recap our teams, maybe do a little playoff preview just for fun, see where it goes, but have some fun with that as well.
Yep. And best of luck to everyone. I know Kevin in the chat here, take those championships down. Absolutely. You need some, you put the time in, you got the skill, you need some luck to go your way over the last week as well. So we certainly both hope that works out for everyone listening to us.
Yep, most definitely. Again, keep joining us. We'll have some fun all off season for you, but we'll be back next week with more. And until then, check out Ryan on Twitter at RyanBHQ, the podcast at Bubba Bloom Pod. I am at BDentric. Until next time, Bubba and the Bloom, episode 171. Catch you all later.